Hello, I'm very pleased to introduce the B.O.B box to you. It's our contribution to Laudato Si. The Pope is asking us to consider the whole world as our common home, that we're equally responsible for looking after and nourishing and making good those great gifts that this planet offers to us. And he's pointing out to us in Laudato Si that there are all too many people in our world who are in distress because of climate change, environment, because of extractives and things going wrong with the facilities and the assets that we have in our world. So our B.O.B box is quite simple. It's a little house that you can use either for a bird or for a bat. It's your choice. And that means that we're looking after our own local environment. But when you purchase this kit, you will be giving money to CAFOD, which they can then use with their partners around the world in some of the poorest countries in the world for the benefit of the peoples living there. And that's so important that we actually can work with our brothers and sisters, even in the poorest countries in the world, to create a better quality of life and sustainable livelihoods for them. And whilst it's good for our own local environment and will help people in the poorest countries, the packs are actually assembled by prisoners here, which is helping them in their rehabilitation during their prison sentences here in this country. So I offer you the B.O.B box as a good way of being part of Pope Francis's invitation to us to care for our common home in more than one way at once.
So Bishop John, this is what we'll be making this afternoon. It's our CAFOD Salford practical response to Laudato Si, our B.O.B box.
Very good.
So I can just show you how it works. If people want it for birds, they just remove the plug and the birds will enter through that hole. If they want it for bats, you plug that up and you just remove a piece of flooring from the inside so that the bats can climb up the ladders into the box that way. And that bat entrance is suitable for all UK, Northern European and North American bat species.
Thank you very much. Let's make one.
Okay, so here's our B.O.B box, and you'll be able to purchase the B.O.B box in its flat pack form. So the flat pack contains everything you need to make your B.O.B box, and there's only going to be two tools that you're going to need to make it. A hammer and a Phillips screwdriver. Step 1. Unpack your B.O.B box. Okay, so in our B.O.B box we have all the pieces of wood pre-cut and pre-drilled with all the screws, nails and everything that you're going to need to make your B.O.B box. The sides, the roof, the bird floor, the roofing material and the back plate. Your box will also contain a small brown envelope. In the envelope you'll find 9 nails, an acrylic bat with a black screw and 12 screws. Inside your B.O.B box you'll also find your instruction sheet, which will take you through the steps that you need to follow to make your B.O.B box. Step 2. Box front to left side. Step 3. Add right side. attach back floor to box front. Step 5. Attach box front to back plate. So the next step is to join the box front to the back plate, and the ideal distance is to get it a finger width from the top step. Okay, adding the back plate to the box front a finger width from the top step. Step 6. Attach hinge to roof. So the next step is to join the hinge to the beveled edge of the roof, and you'll put half the hinge on the roof and half off, and then you'll attach it with 3 clout nails. Step 7. Attach roof to back plate. So the next step is to join the roof with its hinge to the box. Step 8. Attach roof covering to roof. We start at the bottom and then we'll move all the way up, and then it wraps around at the back to give it good sort of insulation and protection from the rain. Step 9. Fix roof covering with nails. Step 10. Attach bat to box plug. Step 12. Insert bird floor. Step 13. Choose whether you want your box for a bat or for a bird. Once you've finished your Bob box, you'll find that you've got two bits left over. The bird box floor and the bat plug. You have to decide whether you want your box to be for bats or for birds. If you want it to be for bats, simply plug up the bird hole and the bats will enter from the trap. If you want your box to be for birds, remove the plug and insert the bird box floor so that the bats can no longer get in, only the birds can enter the box. For information on siting your Bob box for birds, go to the RSPB website. For information on siting your Bob box for bats, go to the Bat Conservation website, www.bats.org.uk. The Bob boxes will be selling for £10. £2.50 returns to the project to keep it self-sustaining so that we can buy more raw materials. The parish then will decide how to spend the £7.50. If the parish is a Connect 2 parish, then their proceeds can go to their Connect 2 project. If not, the parish will decide how to spend the proceeds from their sales by buying items from the CAFOD World Gift Catalogue. So a parish might decide to buy Tippy Tappy for £10 or a community water supply for £750. It's entirely up to the parish to decide how they would like to spend the money that they have raised. So now you can see how Bob Box, our local Salford response to Laudato Si, will have a global impact.